Have you ever felt proud of eating healthier, more greens, more smoothies, less junk, yet something still feels off? You wake up exhausted, your ankles puff up, or your energy just doesn't return the way it used to. Most people shrug it off as just aging. But what if I told you those quiet little signs aren't normal at all? They're your kidneys whispering for help before they start screaming. Because here's the terrifying truth: you can lose up to 90% of your kidney function before a single obvious symptom shows up. 90% gone before you even realize you're in danger. And the craziest part, many Americans are unknowingly speeding up that damage every single day, not with fast food or soda, but with the very foods they believe are keeping them healthy. I've seen it again and again in my patients. People who follow clean eating plans, who drink green juice every morning, who load their plates with so-called super vegetables, and still end up in my clinic with chronic kidney disease. I'm Dr. Mark Ellis, and I need you to hear this before it's too late. Because this isn't about scaring you, it's about saving you from silent damage you can actually stop. In this video, I'm going to reveal 6 everyday vegetables that may be quietly sabotaging your kidneys, even if your diet looks perfectly healthy. Then I'll show you 4 powerful healing vegetables that can help your kidneys cleanse, recover, and protect themselves naturally, safely, and without expensive detox gimmicks. Stay with me, because the most dangerous healthy vegetable is one you probably ate this week, and the most healing one costs less than $1. What you learn in the next few minutes might just save your kidneys and your life. When people think of kidney-safe eating, tomatoes are usually at the top of the list. They're bright, full of antioxidants, and often called a heart-healthy food. But here's the catch: what's healthy for your heart can quietly overload your kidneys. It's not the fresh tomato slices in your salad that cause the problem, it's the concentrated forms hiding in your pantry. Tomato sauce, ketchup, tomato paste, even tomato juice. They look innocent, but 1 cup of unsalted tomato sauce can contain up to 1,000 milligrams of potassium, nearly half of what someone with kidney concerns should consume in an entire day. Double that with a pasta dinner or a stew, and you've just silently flooded your kidneys with more potassium than they can handle. I remember one of my patients, Robert, a retired teacher, who prided himself on cooking from scratch. Every Sunday, he'd make homemade pasta with thick tomato sauce, believing it was his healthiest meal of the week. Yet when his lab results came in, his potassium levels were dangerously high, something he never expected. What's worse, excess potassium doesn't just sit quietly in your blood, it disrupts your heart's rhythm, leading to fatigue, muscle weakness, and in severe cases, sudden cardiac arrest. That's not fear-mongering, it's clinical reality confirmed by the National Kidney Foundation. If your kidneys aren't filtering properly, even the most innocent sauce can become a silent threat. That's why nephrologists like me, Dr. Mark Ellis, tell patients to limit or avoid concentrated tomato products. Fresh tomatoes in small portions are fine, but sauces, pastes, and canned juices should come with serious caution. Because the danger isn't always the vegetable itself, it's what we've turned it into. And here's where the real story begins. Potassium isn't the only hidden villain in your favorite comfort foods. But just knowing this isn't enough, because there's another everyday vegetable served in almost every American home that hides an even greater danger. If tomato sauce is a stealth attack, then potatoes are a full-blown ambush. They're the ultimate comfort food: baked, mashed, fried, roasted. They taste like home. They feel harmless, and they sit on nearly every dinner plate in America. But if you're over 60 or have even mild kidney decline, those golden buttery potatoes might be doing silent damage meal after meal. A single medium-baked potato can contain up to 1,000 milligrams of potassium, and sweet potatoes can reach 1,200 milligrams per cup of mash. That's your entire day's potassium limit gone in one side dish. When the kidneys start slowing down, they can't flush out that extra potassium efficiently. And when potassium builds up, it doesn't just make you feel tired or foggy, it disrupts the electrical signals of your heart, turning your comfort food into a potential cardiac trigger. One of my patients, Linda, learned this the hard way. She followed every heart-healthy blog and swapped rice for sweet potato mash because it was trending. Within months, her potassium levels spiked so high, her doctor feared she'd need hospitalization. She was shocked because no one had ever told her that too much potassium can be as dangerous as too little. Think of your kidneys as a dam holding back a river. When that dam weakens, potassium floods your bloodstream, putting your heart's rhythm at risk. It's a quiet storm, and it starts in your kitchen. But there's hope. There's a simple cooking trick called leaching that can reduce potato potassium by up to 70%. You slice the potatoes into small cubes, soak them in water for several hours, then boil them in fresh water. It's not glamorous, but it works. Still, portion control is everything, because even leached potatoes can tip your mineral balance if you don't measure carefully. Remember, when it comes to kidney health, the line between nourishment and overload is razor thin. So next time you crave that creamy mash or crispy fry, think twice and think measured. Potatoes aren't evil. They're just misunderstood. But moderation is your lifeline here. Yet only knowing how to manage potassium isn't enough, because the next vegetable praised by fitness influencers everywhere has a secret double agent inside it that can attack your kidneys from two directions at once. Now this next one surprises almost everyone. Beets, the darling of health blogs, the go-to juice for athletes, the star of every lower your blood pressure naturally post. They look vibrant, feel energizing, and promise to boost circulation. And yes, it's true, beets can help widen blood vessels and improve oxygen flow, which is why they've become the poster child of wellness. But here's the shocking twist. What's good for your heart may quietly hurt your kidneys. Beets are a double agent loaded with potassium and something even more dangerous for your kidneys, oxalates. Let me tell you about Daniel, a 55-year-old marathon runner who thought beet juice was his secret weapon. Every morning he drank a bright red glass before training, confident he was fueling his endurance. But a few weeks later he came to my clinic complaining of sharp lower back pain and nausea. His labs told the story his kidneys were inflamed, his creatinine levels had spiked, and a CT scan revealed tiny crystals forming inside his kidneys. Oxalate buildup from daily beet juice. Medical journals have documented the same cases worldwide, people trying to be healthy ending up in the hospital because of beet overload. Here's the science. A single glass of beet juice can hold 450 to 600 milligrams of potassium, and those trendy beet powders or energy shots can double or even triple that amount. But potassium is only half the problem. Oxalates, small plant compounds that bind to calcium, can crystallize inside your kidneys, scratching and clogging the delicate filters that clean your blood. Over time, that can lead to kidney stones, inflammation, or even acute kidney failure. And blending or juicing beets, that concentrates the risk even more. You're not just drinking color, you're drinking concentrated stress for your kidneys. That's why nephrologists like me warn, if you have kidney concerns, skip beet juice entirely. Eat small amounts of cooked beets if you must, but never daily and never in liquid form. Because when it comes to kidney health, even superfoods can become silent saboteurs in the wrong context. But before you swear off all bright-colored veggies, hold on. The next one looks sweet and harmless, yet it's so toxic it's been linked to sudden kidney shutdown after just a single weekend of indulgence. But just knowing this isn't enough, because what comes next might truly shock you. A vegetable so dangerous it can destroy your kidneys faster than you ever thought possible. You probably didn't see this one coming. Rhubarb, that cheerful red stalk tucked into pies, jams, and old-fashioned desserts, looks so innocent that most people never question it. Yet behind its sweet, tart flavor hides one of the most kidney-toxic vegetables on the planet. We're not talking about slow, gradual harm here. We're talking about sudden, acute kidney injury that can happen after a single high-dose indulgence. The culprit, oxalic acid, one of the most concentrated in any plant food known to science. A single cup of diced rhubarb can pack over 1,000 milligrams of oxalates, which is more than 20 times the safe daily limit for someone with even mild kidney concerns. I'll never forget a case report I read while reviewing nephrology journals, a healthy 42-year-old woman who spent a weekend baking rhubarb pies for a family gathering. By Monday morning, she was in the ER with severe flank pain and vomiting. Her kidney function had crashed. The biopsy later revealed her kidney tubules were clogged with sharp oxalate crystals, just like shards of glass slicing through a filter. That's how fast it happens. No warning, no symptoms, just a sudden collapse of your body's most vital detox system. Here's what most people miss. The danger isn't just in eating raw rhubarb stalks, in rhubarb jams, sauces, and fillings. Those oxalates become even more concentrated. A few spoonfuls might seem harmless, but for vulnerable kidneys, it's like throwing acid on an open wound. That's why nephrologists like myself tell patients flat out rhubarb should be permanently off limits if you have kidney issues. No slice of pie is worth risking dialysis. So yes, rhubarb's bright red color and tangy sweetness may look inviting, but beauty can be deadly when it comes to your kidneys. And just when you think the list of dangerous vegetables can't possibly grow longer, there's another leafy green, praised by plant-based gurus everywhere, that's quietly overwhelming your kidneys from two directions at once. But just knowing this isn't enough, because what comes next hides in every healthy salad bowl, a green so deceptively wholesome it can double your kidney risk without you ever realizing it. If rhubarb is the sweet assassin, then Swiss chard is its quiet leafy cousin smiling on your plate while secretly overwhelming your kidneys from two directions at once. At first glance, it looks like the picture of health-vibrant stems, glossy leaves often featured in vegan meal plans and plant-based cookbooks. But what those same blogs rarely mention is that Swiss chard is a double threat packed with both high potassium and high oxalate levels, a devastating duo for anyone with kidney concerns. 1 cup of cooked Swiss chard can contain nearly 1,000 milligrams of potassium, the same overload we saw with potatoes, and up to 1,200 milligrams of oxalates, more than enough to cause crystal buildup inside your kidneys. Take Michael, one of my long-term patients. He switched to a super green diet after watching an influencer talk about detox smoothies. He ate Swiss chard daily, sometimes raw, sometimes sautéed, and thought he was giving his body the nutrients it craved. 3 months later, his lab results told a different story. His potassium was dangerously high, his urine calcium had spiked, and an ultrasound revealed early calcification, tiny kidney stones forming silently. He was devastated. He didn't smoke, didn't drink, exercise daily, but he was unknowingly poisoning his kidneys with clean food. Here's why Swiss chard can be so misleading. Boiling it may reduce some soluble oxalates, but it barely touches the potassium content. That means even when cooked, it still delivers a heavy mineral hit. Your kidneys can't process properly. Combine that with its oxalate load, and you've got a perfect storm. The potassium disrupts your heart rhythm while the oxalates scar your kidney tissue. This isn't theory, it's a mechanism nephrologists have seen in labs, clinics, and patient histories again and again. That's why I call Swiss chard a silent overload. It hides behind its green color and wellness reputation, but for kidneys that are already stressed, it's too much of a good thing. And here's the kicker. Most people who eat Swiss chard are also eating its twin, believing they're doubling their health benefits. In reality, they're doubling their risk. But just knowing this isn't enough, because the next leafy green, praised by nearly every nutrition expert on the internet, may be the single most dangerous superfood for your kidneys of all. If Swiss chard is the silent overload, then spinach is the silent destroyer. It's the one vegetable almost everyone believes is universally healthy, low in calories, packed with iron, and the green star of every smoothie bowl and clean eating plan. But what if I told you that spinach, the poster child of wellness, is actually one of the most dangerous foods for your kidneys? The truth is shocking. Spinach contains one of the highest levels of soluble oxalates found in any natural food, nearly 970 milligrams per 100 grams of raw leaves. And when you blend or juice it, you're not eating one serving, you're often consuming 3 or 4. That means over 2,000 milligrams of oxalates in a single glass, more than enough to cause microscopic crystal buildup that can scar and block your kidney filters. I once had a patient named Sarah, a 38-year-old fitness coach, who started every morning with a green goddess, smoothie, spinach, banana, almond milk, the works. She felt amazing at first until she began to notice dull back pain and constant fatigue. When we ran her labs, her kidney function had dropped by almost 40%. A biopsy later confirmed acute oxalate nephropathy, a condition caused by excess oxalate crystals from her daily spinach smoothies. She had no prior kidney disease, no warning, just a lifetime of healthy habits gone wrong. Here's what's really happening inside the body. Oxalates from spinach bind with calcium in your bloodstream to form razor-sharp crystals that get trapped in your kidney tubules. Over time, these crystals irritate and inflame the delicate tissue, leading to scarring stones or even full-blown kidney failure. And because the symptoms build slowly, mild fatigue, light swelling, occasional backache, most people never connect the dots until it's too late. Spinach isn't evil, it's just dangerously misunderstood. It can still have a place in your diet if your kidneys are perfectly healthy and you cook it properly. Boiling spinach and draining the water can remove some oxalates, But if you already have kidney concerns, the risk far outweighs the reward. For most people with even mild CKD, raw spinach smoothies are a one-way ticket to trouble. That's why I tell my patients this: no nutrient is worth trading your kidneys for. You can get the same vitamins and minerals from safer foods without the crystal damage. Don't let the word superfood blind you. Context matters more than labels. But just knowing which vegetables to avoid isn't enough, because the real hope lies in the ones that can heal, affordable, accessible foods that help your kidneys cleanse and protect themselves naturally. And that's exactly what we'll uncover next. After everything we've uncovered, the sauces, the starches, the smoothies, it's easy to feel like every food is the enemy. But here's the good news: your kidneys are incredibly resilient. When you stop overloading them and start feeding them the right support, they respond faster than you might think. And one of the best ways to start that healing process is with something humble, affordable, and hiding in plain sight: cauliflower. It's not flashy, it's not trendy, but it's one of the safest and most kidney-friendly vegetables you can eat, especially after age 60. Why? Because cauliflower is low in potassium, phosphorus, sodium, and oxalates, the exact minerals that cause trouble for stressed kidneys. 1 cup of cooked cauliflower contains only 88 milligrams of potassium, 20 milligrams of phosphorus, and less than 10 milligrams of sodium. That makes it one of the lightest, easiest foods for your kidneys to process. And as part of the cruciferous family alongside broccoli and cabbage, it's also packed with anti-inflammatory compounds that help calm irritated kidney tissue and reduce oxidative stress. I had a patient named Robert who came to me after years of struggling with chronic kidney disease. He thought his comfort foods were gone forever. But when we swapped his buttery mashed potatoes for mashed cauliflower seasoned with garlic and olive oil, something incredible happened. His potassium stabilized, his swelling went down, and for the first time in years, his energy returned. He told me, "Dr. Ellis, it feels like my kidneys finally exhaled." And that's the truth. When you lighten the load, your kidneys can finally breathe again. Cauliflower is versatile too. You can steam it, roast it, grill it, or even turn it into a rice alternative. It adapts to your cooking style without pushing your kidneys into overdrive. And every bite brings not just flavor, but relief. So if you're starting your healing journey, start simple. Cauliflower isn't just a side dish, it's a symbol that recovery doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes healing begins not in a supplement bottle, but in the quiet power of a single well-chosen vegetable. But only knowing this still isn't enough, because the next vegetable doesn't just cleanse your kidneys, it actively shields them from inflammation and damage from the inside out. If cauliflower is the gentle cleanser, then red bell pepper is the bold defender. It's vibrant, crisp, and naturally sweet, a splash of color that does more than make your plate beautiful. It shields your kidneys at the cellular level, helping them resist inflammation and oxidative stress, 2 of the biggest silent killers in chronic kidney disease. Unlike many other vegetables, red bell peppers are rich in antioxidants, yet low in potassium, phosphorus, and sodium, making them a perfect daily protector for anyone with kidney concerns. 1 cup of chopped red bell pepper contains only 251 milligrams of potassium, 30 milligrams of phosphorus, and just 4 milligrams of sodium. But inside that colorful flesh lies a powerhouse of defense: vitamin C, lycopene, beta-carotene, and flavonoids. These compounds neutralize free radicals, reduce tissue inflammation, and strengthen blood vessels, all of which protect the kidney's tiny filters from wear and tear. In fact, studies from the Cleveland Clinic highlight red bell peppers as one of the most recommended vegetables for people managing CKD, precisely because of this unique combination: high defense, low damage. I remember a retired nurse named Margaret who told me she felt trapped. Every list she read told her what not to eat. When I introduced her to red bell peppers, she lit up. "They're sweet, crunchy, and they don't hurt my numbers," she asked. Within a few weeks, her blood pressure stabilized, her fatigue faded, and she finally enjoyed meals again. It wasn't a miracle pill, it was consistency, color, and care on her plate. You can enjoy red bell peppers raw in salads, roasted in the oven, or stuffed with quinoa and herbs for a satisfying, kidney-safe meal. And the best part, that bright red hue isn't just eye candy, it's nature's warning label in reverse. The richer the color, the richer the antioxidants, and the stronger your shield against kidney decline. So when you slice into a red bell pepper, know this: you're not just feeding your body, you're reinforcing your kidney's armor, one meal at a time. But only knowing this still isn't enough, because the next healing food doesn't just defend it, fights lowering inflammation and improving circulation in ways even medication can't fully match. Sometimes healing doesn't come from something colorful, it comes from something powerful. Garlic, with its unmistakable bite and smell, has been used for thousands of years, not just to flavor food, but to fight disease and inflammation. And now science finally confirms what ancient medicine already knew: garlic is one of the most potent natural protectors your kidneys can have. It doesn't just make your food taste better, it helps your kidneys function better. What makes garlic so powerful is a compound called allicin, formed when you crush or chop a fresh clove. Allicin acts as a natural anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and blood pressure regulator, which are exactly the three fronts you want to strengthen if you're trying to protect your kidneys. According to studies published in Phytotherapy, research garlic extract has been shown to reduce oxidative stress, lower blood pressure, and improve kidney filtration rates in people with early-stage kidney disease. In some animal models, allicin performed almost as effectively as prescription blood pressure medications without the side effects. One of my patients, Henry, a 70-year-old former truck driver, once told me he hated the smell of garlic. But when he started adding crushed garlic to his meals, just one clove a day, his systolic blood pressure dropped by 10 points within a month, and his lab results showed measurable improvement in kidney function. He laughed and said, "Dr. Ellis, I'll take garlic breath over dialysis any day. Here's the secret to getting garlic's full power: crush or chop it and let it rest for 5-10 minutes before cooking. That pause allows the allicin to fully activate. After that, you can saute it, roast it, or add it to soups and sauces, flavoring your food naturally without relying on harmful salt or processed seasoning. Garlic contains almost zero potassium, phosphorus, or sodium, which means it won't overload your kidneys no matter how you use it. Garlic proves that healing doesn't have to be fancy or expensive, it just needs to be consistent. A single clove can lower inflammation, improve blood flow, and give your kidneys the breathing room they've been begging for. But knowing this still isn't enough, because the final healing vegetable doesn't just protect or repair, it reprograms your body's natural defense system, teaching your kidneys to defend themselves from the inside out. If garlic is the fighter, then cabbage is the strategist. It's humble, inexpensive, and often overlooked, but it has the unique ability to activate your body's internal defense system, teaching your kidneys to protect themselves from damage before it even starts. The secret lies in a compound called sulforaphane, which triggers the NRF2 pathway, essentially the body's built-in anti-inflammatory command center. When NRF2 is activated, cells produce more antioxidants, repair enzymes, and detoxifying proteins, giving your kidneys the tools to fend off stress and oxidative damage on their own. I remember Jennifer, a 65-year-old teacher who had been struggling with early-stage chronic kidney disease. She was frustrated because she felt like every meal was a potential threat. Once she began incorporating raw or lightly steamed cabbage into her daily routine, sometimes sautéed with a little olive oil and garlic, her labs started improving. Her creatinine stabilized, her energy returned, and she felt like she finally had control over her kidney health. This isn't hype. A 2021 systematic review in the journal Antioxidants confirmed that sulforaphane-rich vegetables, especially cabbage, can slow the progression of kidney disease by supporting the NRF2 pathway. Cabbage is also low in potassium, phosphorus, sodium, and oxalates, making it safe for nearly everyone, even those with compromised kidney function. You can enjoy it raw in slaws, lightly steamed as a side, or sautéed with garlic for extra flavor. It's affordable, accessible, and incredibly versatile. No supplements, no fancy blenders, just a simple vegetable quietly doing its job to protect your kidneys day after day. So while the previous vegetables work by reducing stress or repairing damage, cabbage goes one step further. It empowers your body to actively defend itself, turning your kidneys into their own shield. But just knowing which vegetables heal isn't the full picture, because understanding the biggest misconception about kidney detox is what truly completes the cycle of protection. Now that you know which vegetables silently harm your kidneys and which ones can actually heal and protect them, the most important thing I want you to remember is this: you are not powerless. Even if you've made mistakes in the past, even if your lab numbers aren't perfect, every small change you make today can create real lasting improvement. Start by swapping just one risky food for a kidney-friendly option, add a healing vegetable to your next meal, drink a little more water, and ask one extra question at your next checkup. Each step matters more than you realize, and your kidneys will thank you for it. Do yourself a favor, save this video so you can come back to it whenever you need a reminder. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. We share the latest science-backed, kidney-friendly foods, early warning signs you can't afford to miss, and practical strategies to keep your kidneys healthy for years to come. Remember, your kidneys may work quietly behind the scenes, but your choices speak loudly. Every smart, consistent decision you make, from the vegetables on your plate to the water you drink, gives your kidneys a chance to recover. Stay strong and protect your energy, your health, and your life. Keep going, stay informed, and never underestimate the power of small, smart habits.